Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, your tired midnight blogger, Curtis Selby, blogging in this case at 8:16 p.m. See, one person is in here, and hey, it's Resolute Germ. Howdy, howdy. I hope you are doing well. I saw some of your cartoons this morning. Haven't been really feeling well, so I didn't do much of my other streams, but I decided I wanted to do something tonight. And I wanted to make it something that was worth exhausting myself over. Hopefully this will be a good, informative stream for everyone. If not, well, my bad. The topic today is crime actually down? Oh yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm not great, but great enough that I hope I can do this. I think I can do this stream. I appreciate you very much, Resolute Germ. Thank you very much. I know I talk too much about politics, and I'm going to do it again. I guess I'll stop the soft prone music and give you some context. Okay. As you know, I've had my own journey of from one side of the politics back to the other, and then back to the other again. Welcome, D. Penzac. You're actually kind of making my point. Is crime down? Are donkeys flying? Yes. But I try to be centrist until the end of the stream, although I kind of am wondering why right now. But it is a great topic to talk about, Resolute Germ. The trouble is you end up offending half of the people. Like there's a streamer who I really admire, really like their stuff. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want to call them out. That's not what I'm going to do. But they said something in social media, and I was like, "Oh, God, that's not true." And then I was like, maybe it is. It's their thought. It's their opinion. I love them. I love their content. I'm not going to let it become a thing. But here's the trouble. Even the best of us, all too often, we do let it get in between us. I'm almost certain that I have at least a little bit of a rift between me and my liberal friends. I'm not going to blame them. I'm the one that's going on here, hopping up and down, saying, they say this, and they say. In fact, this stream is going to be one of those streams. So, here I am, being a bad friend. But I do want to put all this into context. So, if you've watched my stuff, I don't have to give you too much more, but if you haven't, please feel free to ask in the chat what in Sam Hill I'm talking about. But here a while back, I moved back out here to the small town of Tonkawa, Oklahoma, and I was starting to get closer to one of my friends, and I found out that he had gone, love the guy, love you if you're listening, but he'd gone much further liberal than I've ever thought somebody would. At least somebody that I thought of as intelligent and well-informed as he tends to be. And hey, LDG, free the net evening. I hope that you're having a good day. I'm sorry I haven't visited lately. I've not been feeling great. But perhaps against my better judgment, I decided I wanted to do a stream tonight. Hopefully I end up sharing some stuff that's worth your time. If not, well, I think it will be worth your time. You don't necessarily have to agree with the conclusions I come to, but if nothing else, I think this stream will serve to explain why there's so much confusion and why it's so difficult to have a conversation. And we've talked about that. We need to have these conversations. But it's so difficult to when one side uses this source and this source says this, but then the other side has this source and that source says that. Got to go have a good stream. Thank you for showing up, Resolute Germ. You're a gentleman and a scholar. LGG Free the Net. Thank you. Nothing is on. Please go long. I don't feel very good, but I'll go as long as I can within reason. D. Penzak makes a great question. Is it confusion or apathy these days? Now, and that's actually a great question to put what I'm about to do into even better perspective. So I started talking to this friend. God love him. He doesn't deserve for me to call him out this way. But I kept hearing from him things like crime is down. There's less violent crime. Crime is down in all of those cities, all of the blue states. Crime is up in the red states. And I'm not going to argue that one. I actually think that my humble opinion, spoiler alert, I think it's up everywhere. I frankly think we're being lied to when we're told that it's down. Now, we'll explore what's going on to the best of my limited ability. But I must confess, D. Penzak, that between January 6th and about the time, well, really between January 6th and the time I started getting serious about this blog, I was apathetic. I was sick and tired of hearing lies from both sides. I was tired of having to make a choice between they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, and I've done the best job of protecting the border. You get overwhelmed by it. You don't know what to do with it. You start to question your own sanity, and you start to question, how do I evaluate? Do I just shut it all out and decide that it's all lies? It can't all be lies. Just statistically speaking, just by random chance, there's got to be, I don't know the percentage, but I'm going to say just on a lark, 20% of everything is thrown at you has to be true. On the other hand, 20% has to be false. Again, it's just statistics. But it's sure as hell easier to figure out 20% truth if 80% is truth, as opposed to what the hell's truth of 20% when 80%'s lies. And now I'm not going to accuse my friend of lying. I am absolutely certain he had his sources. He had heard it from the sources that he felt was valid. And I was willing to believe him until today. D. Penzak, it's the dumbing down of society in action. Yes, sir. You are correct. And again, my friend is actually very intelligent. I don't want to say that I'm more intelligent than him. It's not so. He's incredibly bright. So I'm probably being a little puffed up and proud here by taking on his stuff. But yeah, crime is down. I also, during the last election, I was actually siding with the Democrats in the Oklahoma gubernatorial, the last gubernatorial election. And one of the Democrat candidate made the statement that crime is actually higher in Oklahoma than it is in New York. And I was baffled by this, and I looked up her sources, and according to those sources, she is 100% correct. And she may still be 100% correct. But I'm going to explain to you why it's going to be very difficult, at least for the next few years, to figure out who in the hell is correct. Sashi, the man from the future. Fact checking doesn't matter because facts are irrelevant. And honestly, I'm going to establish that very likely you're right. I will, however, start with, I will start with what is possibly one of the sources that he had. Forgive me if my friend listens to this and this isn't the source that you were using. I'm not trying to straw man this at all. I'm just trying to demonstrate that you should easily be forgiven for believing the way you believe when sources are telling you things such as this. This is a CNN article. I had to go back because frankly, a lot of these sources are crayfishing now. But in March 11, 2022, immigration arrests in the U.S. plunge under Biden administration, data show. Here we got a picture of Copper John Law. He's not going to get me. Probably will. It'll become illegal to do these streams and they'll come knocking on my door. But anyway, immigration arrests in the United States have plunged under President Joe Biden compared to his predecessor, who cast a wide net of who was eligible to be taken into custody, according to Immigration and Customs Enforcement data released Friday. Under Biden, the Department of Homeland Security rolled out a series of policy changes that marked a departure from the Trump administration's aggressive enforcement measures. That included modifying guidance to focus arrests on national security, public safety, and border security risks. ICE's enforcement and removal operations made more than 74,000 administrative arrests for immigration violations in fiscal year 2021, according to agency data, down from the Trump administration when annual administrative arrests hovered over 100,000. ICE, under the previous administration, had given officers more latitude to make arrests. Senior ICE officials on Friday emphasized the impact of the pandemic on operations, pointing out the difficulty of comparing the data to past years, which I'm glad that they are at least attempting to be fair there. It's really not a great report if we don't talk about that. Sashi just moved to Southeast Asia. You will no longer have to worry if you were in the right or not. The government will tell you. And evening, Frosty B. Rocks Insights, California, or I think it's, well, wherever it is. I love your icon. I don't know that I have the courage to use it myself, but I love that icon. I hope it's forgivable. I didn't mean to just rush away from Moira. I know she's having a wonderful and revealing, informative stream, but I'm tired as hell and I want to get this out. So I decided not to stay to the end of hers. I mean no disrespect to her. I hope she understands. So immigration arrests are down. I can't emphasize how impactful COVID has been. The fiscal year 2021 data encompasses the final months of the Trump administration, start of the Biden era. With the total arrests conducted, 45,755 occurred after ICE modified its guidance last February under Biden. Newly released data shows. Nearly half of those arrests were of convicted criminals, while 55% of those arrested were classified as threats to border security, which includes people apprehended by U.S. Border Patrol. The return to a priority system for arrests was among several policies change instituted under Biden. Over the last year, ICE also ended contracts with 2 detention centers, stopped long-term detention of families, discontinued mass worksite immigration raids, and began moving toward alternatives to detention like ankle bracelets. And at least some of that sounds reasonable. I don't know that any of us would agree that all of it is, but I think most of us would agree that some of it is. A senior ICE official told reporters Friday the focused approach yielded measurable success, including, for example, a doubling of arrests of aggravated felonies over the prior year. Deportations also dropped dramatically for the first year of the Biden administration. ICE deported around 59,000 last year, down from 185,884 the year before. Overseeing the structural changes is acting ICE Director Tay Johnson, who's remained at the helm of the agency during the months-long confirmation process for Biden's pick to lead ICE, Ed Gonzalez. This week, Gonzalez's confirmation hit a snag after Senate Democrats withdrew a vote to advance his nomination when alleged domestic complaint surfaced. The White House has said it still stands by Gonzalez, who called the accusations in the complaint false. While immigrant advocates and Democrat lawmakers have welcomed change at ICE, they've been critical of the continued use of private detention and access to COVID-19 vaccines for those who are detained. Earlier this month, the American Civil Liberties Union also filed a nationwide class action lawsuit against ICE, claiming that the federal agency has failed to provide COVID-19 booster vaccines to medically vulnerable detainees. So essentially, the long and the short of it is Biden good, Trump bad. And maybe that's so. I'm not going to try to convince you either way. I just want to demonstrate to you how possibly that article, I will almost guarantee that it likely, no, I'm not going to guarantee. I don't even believe that. It is possible that this article was not intentionally misleading, but I'm going to make the argument that it is distinctly possible that it was misleading, and I will show you my receipts here in a bit. Sashi, all right, I have to head to work. See you guys. Have a good one. I hope your day at work is wonderful. Frosty B Rocks, she gave me a shout out. Oh, good. Yes, I again, I don't have the courage to use it, but I love that. Deep Penzak, take care. Ms. Frosty, a beautiful day. Hello, welcome to my random rant and Enigma Severus. My name is Curtis. I said only Tuesday and Thursday I would live stream. Well, I'd also been trying to do Saturday mornings as a cartoon thing, but I didn't feel well today, and I decided a friend of mine sent me this, and I have to do my take on it. Maybe I'm wrong to do so, but I just feel that I have to share this. Enigma Severus, I think I already said hi. Welcome to the channel. You're always supportive and wonderful. Saying hello to Sashi and Miss Frosty, a beautiful day, who sends a heart back and says hello to Deep and Zach. People saying hello, and meow, meow, Moira Kitty. Again, I don't know if you heard it, but I want to apologize. I really didn't want to leave early, but I feel myself wearing out, and I really want to get this out. Yeah, likely your stream is as informative or more than mine will be, but I just want to get this out, and then I want to crash and go to bed. Hail Connie Cleary, faithful bird woman of YouTube. As Deleted Scenes always says, check her out on her other channel, Fluff Chick Productions. Moira Kitty purrs at Miss Frosty and Broccoli, and at me. Thank you very much. You're too kind. Deep Inzak is chirping at Connie Cleary. People are saying hello and meow, and I love this community. It's so fun. Such a good bunch of loving people. Cyberpunk Dystopia, hello. I hope you won't think me a hypocrite for doing this stream when I didn't do the other. I don't feel good, but I just felt that I needed to put this out there, and I hope it's worth everybody's time. We shall see. Let me share one more thing. Actually, I'm going to share 2 or 3 more things. But while I have established that I don't necessarily trust Snopes, it is a source that the left agrees is mostly accurate. And at least it's something. It's a standard. It's something to at least try to gauge your thought by. Biden administration claimed crime rate is at a 50-year low. Is it? They repeatedly made the claim while former President Donald Trump's 2024 presidential campaign repeatedly attacked it. We all know that. Let's see what Snopes says. Everybody's saying hello, and thank you, Cyberpunk Dystopia, for your kindness. No worries, feel better, all good. Who knows? All I know is we just have to keep going. The key points of Snopes, and I'm not saying that I'm necessarily going to agree with this, but I just want to establish some kind of a baseline that we can compare things to. Drawing any kind of conclusion about crime statistics is challenging. Statisticians must either estimate for crime that is not reported to law enforcement or tabulate statistics on reported crime only. In 2024, the Biden administration repeatedly claimed that violent crime was at a 50-year low based on FBI statistics. The FBI defines the following as violent crime: murder, manslaughter, rape, robbery, and aggravated assault. Based on the information that is publicly available, it's quite likely true that the volume of violent crime reported to law enforcement, remember that phrase, was at or near a 50-year low in 2023 to 24. Former U.S. President Donald Trump claimed the opposite was true, that violent crime was rising in 2023 through 24 based on a different data set from the U.S. Bureau of Justice Statistics that does attempt to factor in unreported crime. I should have looked that one up, but I'm afraid I didn't. I may look it up before the end of the stream. Reference back to not feeling great. At the time Trump made the claim, the most recent publicly available version of that survey was from 2022. Data from 2023 released after Trump made his claim found that the rate of violent crime in 2023 did not rise, but stayed the same. However, 2024 data is still necessary to definitively prove or disprove the claim that violent crime increased in 2024. On multiple occasions throughout 2024, U.S. President Joe Biden and members of his administration claimed that the violent crime rate in the United States was at a 50-year low. Biden even included the statistic in his 2024 State of the Union address in March. Quote, "The year before I took office, murders went up 30% nationwide, the biggest increase in history. That was then. I can't do a good Biden. Now, through my American Rescue Plan, which every Republican voted against, I made the largest investment in public safety ever. Last year, the murder rate saw the sharpest decrease in history, and violent crime fell to one of the lowest levels in more than 50 years. Not really meaning to be mocking. I'm trying to do an impersonation, and I'm too tired to do it. Deep Enzak, how many of the laws in the books over the last 50 years are still being enforced currently? I'm getting there. Don't worry. I'm getting there. But as the Biden administration continued to advertise the statistic, former President Donald Trump pushed back against it. Which, look, whether you like him or not, he's running for president. That's what he's going to do. I'm just saying. Claiming it was an outright lie and that U.S. crime rates were rising, not falling. Trump's followers took up his claim and promoted it when White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre talked about record low crime rates in a news conference on August 14. Many on social media left comments stating the statistic was wrong, alleging that the Biden administration was failing to accurately record crime and therefore incorrect about the true crime rate. Here we see a copy of The Blaze on X. If you fail to record the crime correctly, it tends to go down. This is not brain surgery. The problem, according to Snopes, collecting accurate statistics on crime is hard because by definition, committing a crime, imagine this, is illegal. Perpetrators don't regularly admit to their illegal activities. What? I'm shocked. I admit to all of mine. Usually I admit to them here. Hey, why is that cop waving a gun at me? Nor are all crimes reported to law enforcement authorities. I know I've had my reasons for not reporting some. We'll leave it at that. Sorry, didn't mean to jump the gun. No, you're great, Deep End, Zach. You're fantastic. Thank you. Collecting accurate statistics is hard. Perpetrators, as such, there are various sources that report crime statistics across the U.S., each of which has its own shortcomings. And that would be true even under Trump. Let's just be fair. Whether it might be better, I know that's arguable, but there would still be similar difficulties. The Biden administration's main source for crime statistics was the FBI, which has been collecting data on crime for over 100 years through its Uniform Crime Reporting Program. I tried to use it for one of my blog posts. Later, I'm just doing an aside here. Later on, I tried to text one of my police friends who is a friend of mine, but I guess it had been too long since I texted him. His response was, "Who is this?" Needless to say, I'm not going to ask him for any more help on statistics again. Probably being unfair to him, but still, just saying. The program records statistics for 8 different crimes, divided into 2 categories: murder and homicide. Rape, robbery, and aggravated assault are classified as violent crimes, while arson, burglary, larceny, and motor vehicle theft are classified as property crimes. The data on these crimes dating back to 1979 is publicly available through the FBI's Crime Data Explorer. And I'm going to tell you from previous experience, it is useful, but it is very, very limited usefulness. Not claiming that it's inaccurate yet, but there are ways in which it's useful and ways in which it's not. Said data strongly suggests Biden's claim of 50-year low in violent crime is at least roughly accurate. However, there are notable limitations to those statistics that prevent us from drawing a definitive conclusion. First, the FBI broadened its definition of rape in 2013, making it difficult to accurately compare pre-2013 and post-2013 data in that category. My question to Snopes, we're not talking about that time, so why are we bringing it up? Just putting that out there. Second, the way the FBI collects its data yields results that undercount the true figure of crime. In order for an incident to be included in FBI data, the crime must be reported to a police department that participates in the UCR program. Since crime is not always reported to law enforcement, in fact, most crime goes unreported. The FBI's numbers will never be 100% complete and accurate using that methodology. Furthermore, law enforcement agencies aren't required to report their data to the FBI, which many commentators on social media use as justification for claiming that if the crime rate fell, it must have been because police departments stopped reporting their data. However, the FBI also publishes the list of law enforcement agencies participating in the UCR program. According to Pew Research, 83% of law enforcement agencies sent data to the FBI in 2022. Now, 83% is not bad. It may still not be perfectly accurate, but that's not bad. I would be comfortable with allowing the claim that Biden's making if 83% of law enforcement agencies are reporting, or would I? But I'm going to skip on because you can read the rest of it. And basically what Tired Blogger's analysis of this Snopes article is, very grudgingly, Trump has a point, but is not necessarily right. And that's cool. That's absolutely cool. My question then is, why are the same sources that originally were saying that 50-year crime had hit a 50-year low, why are they saying a different tune now? CNN is now, of course, this is Fox. So let's skip on down. Let's take out the 2022 and see what pops up at the beginning now. Of course, you have actual CNN, but that's Fox, so that's deceptive. The CNN is touting their thing about curbing gun control. So obviously, if gun control is being up, crime must be down. Wait a minute. MSN. Yeah, that same MSN that was fact-checking Trump all the time and that had 2 moderators basically doing half of Kamala's work for her. And my apologies to my liberal friends, but it's pretty evident to me that they were. That's not to give Trump a break. If he wants to be president, he needs to be able to stand up to 3 people. Having said that, if Kamala wants to be president, she shouldn't need 2 other people to help her with Trump. I said what I said. Let's look at this article. I have not read it. Let's do some discovery together about what MSN says. Maybe it will undo everything that I've just looked up on the other site. That had said MSN. Why is it saying New York Post now? Does anyone else just sometimes feel like the internet is really crazy? Shout out to LDG. I hope you guys saw it too. Let me know if I am finally going insane. I really thought that was MSN. But now it is saying New York Post. And of course, New York Post is a little bit biased. But you know what? It's what we got right now. So let's look at it. Violent crime has increased, according to the New York Post, which I thought was MSN. My bad. I hope you all witnessed that the internet did fucking lie to me about who the source was, and isn't that interesting? After ABC's David Muir disputed Trump's claim that crime is through the roof, DOJ report. I won't play it. You've probably all seen it. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Violent crime has increased, according to this article, under the Harris-Biden administration, according to data from the Department of Justice published Friday. And I noticed that it's all over the right wing. I thought we were going to have it here on the left as well, but my bad. According to data from the Department of Justice, belying, I don't know if any of you have seen it on X. I may look this up on X when I'm done here, or I may try to find some other left stuff to see if any of them corroborate this. Belying ABC News debate moderator David Muir's correction of Donald Trump. The DOJ survey from the Bureau of Justice Statistics is self-reported instances of violent crimes over the last 6 months, meaning it includes crimes that may not have been reported to police. The annual National Crime Victimization Survey showed total instances of reported violent crime, including rape, robbery, and aggravated assault, is up from 5.6 per thousand in 2020 to 8.7 per thousand in 2023. The highest recent rate of violent crime was in 2022, when the survey tracked 9.8 instances per thousand people over the age of 12. The rate of rape increased from 1.2 per thousand in 2020 to 1.7 in 2023, while robbery went from 1.6 per thousand in 2020 to 2.6 per thousand in 2023. And aggravated assault rose from 2.9 per thousand in 2020 to 4.5 per thousand in 2023. If none of that matters to you, please replay it as your ASMR and fall to sleep to me reading stats. And I guess the internet thinks I should be showing you beautiful Asian women. I'm going to plead the fifth. JPRPH1, I'm sorry. I should have sent you a tweet, but yeah, tired. But thank you for being here. You're one of the most supportive people. We had a long talk today about some of my my own issues, and I thank you for helping me out. I'm looking at your tweets. Okay, great. Trump is going to be in your town. Maybe I shouldn't share that because now everyone will know what your town is. The question of whether crime has increased in the Harris-Biden administration compared to Trump's was a major point of contention in Philadelphia Tuesday night, when the 45th president charged that crime in this country is going through the roof. President Trump, Muir stepped in to say, as you know, the FBI says overall violent crime is coming down in this country. The 2024 quarterly FBI report that Muir was likely referencing does not account for crimes that go unreported to police, but it does show that violent crime decreased by 15.2%. I think they continue to say other things that I've already said. Trump took a victory lap on Friday after the report was released, citing the Bureau of Statistics report. You remember what David Muir tried to correct me? This crime is rampant like never before. I guess the DOJ probably watched the debate and they heard this foolish fool make that statement to me. The NCVS also showed other forms of crime were up from 2019, including stranger violence and violent crime with a weapon. Is now, if that is true, I just want to make the observation that we just praised the Biden administration for getting stronger on gun control. So gun violence should be down if that has an impact on it. Motor car theft has also increased from 3.9 per thousand to 6.1 per thousand. Again, according to the DOJ numbers. John Lott, former Justice Department Senior Advisor for Research and Statistics, told the Post there are multiple reasons the discrepancy between the FBI and DOJ numbers. There's reasons why you could argue the number of crimes reported in police and the FBI data has gone down, pointing out that the number of law enforcement officers in cities like New York, well, wait a minute, this is interesting, has plummeted over the past few years. Okay. He added that the NCVS was set up decades ago to account for crimes that don't get reported to police. About 40% of violent crimes are reported to the police. Let that sink in. If that's correct, but I suspect it is. We hear on, and I don't mean to be unfair here. I don't. But we hear on, and it's a sad truth. Many women don't report rape. I think that alone probably accounts for half of that 40%. I don't mean to be sexist, and I hate it, but I think that it's something we need. Like LDG says, we need to be able to have these conversations. I know they're tough conversations, and I may not be the one that's in the right. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Thank you very much. I love this community. Who's saying? I'm checking my other social media. Gonna send a shout out to Accounting Sheep. He sent a wonderful picture to me. I would share it, but I think I'm going to stay on focus. But he sent a wonderful picture of Beetlejuice on a chicken. That's what you needed to know about the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Whatever it is I'm talking about. Talking about something. Hey. And Netter is also sending some stuff. Oh, wow. She's doing retro cinema in a little bit. Okay, I will try to make this fast then. I'm going to just skip to the chase to give you guys the chance to go to Netter's Network and see. I didn't see the notification when I talked to you earlier, John, or I would have pointed it out. What is she playing? Oh, Eight-Legged Freaks. So if you want to watch Eight-Legged Freaks after I tell you that the statistics are a big ball of crap, please go over and watch a movie with her. Here it is. This is Enigma Severus. You know exactly who sent this to us. I just thought I would share it with the community. This is crimeresearch.org. This is the graph that they made based off of those DOJ statistics. As you can see, it's kind of damning if it's accurate. I mean, Biden's way the hell up here, 55%, 42%, 63%, 55%. Trump down 15 here, up 9 here, down 6 here, down 24 here. Robbery. I mean, if you look at this, I can't blame Trump if he's going off of this. He may still be wrong because this may be wrong. But if I'm Trump and I'm looking at this, yeah, crime's going through the freaking roof. The list of people in the media claiming that crime is falling is endless. We've added ChatGPT's evaluation to the post. I'm not going to read all these because I want to give us a chance to get to Netter really soon. Basically, just person after person saying that Trump's full of crap, Trump's full of crap, Trump's full of crap. Then the just released data from the Bureau of Justice Statistics National Crime Victimization Survey. We just talked about that. But there was something down here that I really wanted to point out. What's their source for this? Okay, so Washington Post. To back up Trump's claims of rising crime, his campaign likes to point to the 2022 National Crime Victimization Survey, household survey of respondents aged 12 and older. For the period, it showed a sharp increase in violent crime, an unusual discrepancy with the FBI reports, which are crimes reported to 80% of the nation's law enforcement agencies by the public. This post is criticizing this. The preliminary data for 2023 indicates that 21% of police departments didn't report crime data to the FBI. We don't yet know how many only partially reported data. So remember, we were saying 80% is good. And here's the trouble. In 2022, where we have more information, it was 31% that didn't report any data. Plus, because it sounds like it's gotten better, but plus they missed that another 24% only partially reported data. So it's not as accurate as it initially looked. There are multiple reasons for the number of reported crimes to be falling. Arrest rates have plummeted to unprecedented levels. If you insist on relying on the FBI data in large cities, which again, that's where the crime fell, according to my friends, over 1 million in 2022, the arrest rate was for reported violent crime fell to 20%. The arrest rate for reported property crime fell to 4.5%. In many parts of the country, people now have to come down to the police station to get a crime report filled out. They used to send out police cars to do that. They don't do that anymore in some big cities. I wonder if you knew that. Please correct me if I'm wrong. As far as not everyone being covered by the survey, most crime victims do not report crime to the police, so the FBI is missing a lot of victims. Victims only report around 40% of violent crime. Finally, murders make up about 1% of violent crime. So their changes won't appreciably alter the changed report here for overall violent crime. On top of that, while the survey doesn't measure murder, the CDC measures homicides and legally justifiable homicides. While the FBI showed murder peaking in 2020 and falling in 2021, the CDC shows that murder was higher in 2022 than in 2020. We were told that it was down. The FBI data is thus inconsistent with both the survey and the CDC's data. PBS, I'm about done, almost. PBS says Trump is pointing to FBI statistics, saying they're not the best ones. Let me look at two different kinds of statistics he's talking about. And we all know PBS is neutral, right? First, the FBI uses what's called uniform crime reports. That's data from local law enforcement around the country. That comes from almost 90 to 95% of crime statistics, which is where they probably get the idea that crime is up in all the red states and all the rural areas. We're actually reporting crap. Now he says people should pay attention to something called the National Crime Victimization Survey. That is a survey of 170,000 people, an awfully small group. Huge margin of error could be in that. Getting their opinions, sometimes reported, sometimes unreported crime. So, I mean, we got to discredit this survey, right? These people, I have an opinion that I had a crime happen. I know someone put a gun to my head. I know someone raped my daughter. It's my opinion. Condescending sons of bitches. It's important for trend lines, but when you talk to experts, they say the decrease in crime you see in FBI statistics is held by other data, CDC data. Really? Really? PBS seems unaware that the FBI data that just deals with crime reported to police. She claims that comes from almost 90 to 95% of crime statistics, but in 2021 and 2022, fewer than half of police departments, fewer than half, reported complete data to the FBI. In 2022, 31% of police departments didn't report any crime data. Now, it was better in 2023. It showed that 21% of police departments still haven't reported any crime data to the FBI. Oh, wait, look at this. Many large cities, indeed, 3 of the largest 5 cities, didn't report any crime data in 2022. A list of police departments not reporting in 2023 has yet to be released. Despite PBS claims to the contrary, Trump was saying that crime has increased under Biden, and the question then is how it increased relative to 2020. I won't finish the whole thing. I definitely recommend that you read this. Don't get me wrong. I know, like, Trump is often full of crap. He exaggerates stuff right and left. But when they tell you that crime is down, they're lying to you. And it's right here. And it's right on the internet. You can find site after site after site showing people stealing, showing people robbing, showing people rioting. How much of that is faked? I'm sure some is. But they're asking you to deny the evidence of your own eyes and the evidence of your own reason. And I can't go for that. Going to call it a stream, and hopefully those of you who haven't will go to Netters and watch an Osmo movie. Let me finish recognizing the chat, thanking everybody. I actually don't like spiders. I might actually pass tonight. When I play Hogwarts Legacy, I always turn the graphics of the spider off. D. Penzak, enjoyable show topic. Thank you, D. Penzak. I hope it was worth y'all's time. JPRPH1, 3-letter organizations, you can't trust them. There's a narrative being generated. It's frustrating that you can't tell what's true. And everyone's saying, have a good night. I will try to quickly thank everyone who was here. I lost nearly everybody when I announced that she had a movie, but that's okay. I understand it. Resolute Germ, thank you very much for showing up. D. Penzak, thank you for showing up. LDG Free the Net. I hope it was entertaining. I hope I didn't step on your toes in any way, because I know that we don't necessarily always agree on politics, but you are an incredible person. I believe in what you're doing. I think whether you're right or left wing, you have I think you have a solution to a lot of this crap. Sashi, the man from the future, thank you very much, and have a wonderful day at work. Frosty V Rocks Insights evening. I hope you found this insightful and entertaining. And Ms. Frosty, thank you for very much. Thank you very much for showing up, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Enigma Severus, thank you for showing up. Yes, I know, I had a random stream, but I hope it was worth your time. I probably wouldn't have done it if it weren't for our mutual friend who shared this. He's wonderful, though. I love the guy. Moira Kitty, meow meow, thank you very much for showing up, and thank you for the informative stream that you had at your channel. Connie Cleary, thank you very much. The wonderful wrench of YouTube, Cyberpunk Dystopia, thank you for showing up. You're very kind and supportive. Lots of good chat here. All right, everyone, I'm not going to do my usual spiel. I'm tired and I want to watch the movie and go to bed. But I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I will at least say this much: truth is better than lies. I am not claiming that Trump is telling the truth, but I am guaranteeing you the other side is definitely filling you full of lies. You just got to do whatever you need to do about that. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend.